go get a coffee. We are back with the cinnamon dolce latte. Per usual, one of my best videos, one of my most viewed videos, most liked videos is Cosmetology 101, what to expect, watch before you go to cosmetology school. So there are a lot of cosmetology baddies out there who want advice, and I'm here for it. I love it. Okay. So this video is not about cosmetology school, but about the next step in cosmetology, which is state board, baby. Everybody's favorite thing to think about. To be clear, I am from Texas, so I took the Texas state board, which every state is different. So before you take state board, definitely go look at your state specifically, because things are always going to be a little different. First thing that I want to talk about is the written test. In school, we were always told that the written state exam is the hardest. All my professors, instructors, they said that they are most worried for the written with their students and not the practical, just because it's a lot of information that you need to retain and remember. Definitions of different nails, hair, skin, everything, diseases, and structures of the skin and hair, and it's just, yeah, it's just your standard test you take on a computer. That I took back in August. It went really smooth. I hear someone talking. It went pretty quickly. I think the test is about 2 hours, but if you finish before, you can leave. I believe there was like 100 and something questions. I studied for the test. There was some things that I studied that were on the test, some things that I felt like I had never seen before. You will need your license, your ID. They're gonna take a picture of you, just make sure you are who you are, and then they put you into a room. This is my experience. I don't know if it's the same everywhere else, but they put me in a room, 5 chairs and 5 computers facing the wall away from each other. There was a mirror that you can see through, so on the other side they are watching you, but you don't see them, they see you. There's cameras in there. They're very serious about test taking. I finished before the 2 hours and I passed. I found out semi-quick. You just have to get the email, log on to the website, and you will see your test scores. I can also say that the written is a lot harder to pass than the practical. The practical is a lot more nerve-wracking. You are definitely way more scared to take the practical than the written, but it's easier to pass. And so after the written test, I took a little break, I guess you can say. I live in a certain place where they do not do the practical exam, so I would have to go out of town, 2 hours out of town, to go and take the practical. So it wasn't so easy for me to just like pick up and leave and go take a test. So I did wait for I think a month, and I recently took the practical exam in San Antonio, and let me tell you guys, I was scared as heck. The thing about me is that I am a huge procrastinator, and I do not suggest that you do that if you're gonna be taking your practical exam. I had all my cosmetology stuff just kind of scattered in my closet, no order at all, so I basically had to remake all of my bags. Everything was already labeled. I had Ziploc bags. I just needed to organize everything. What is that the people or what? So yeah, definitely do not procrastinate. Get to it very quick. Before you even leave school, have your bags packed. Have them packed, have them ready, so that whenever you are ready to take the practical, you just open, look, double check, and then you're clear. That's not what I did. I went through every single bag. I put new paper towels, cleaned everything, looked at everything, relabeled some things because it was getting old. Yeah, and I did that like over and over again. I probably checked my bag like 5 different times because I was so nervous. And I did a run through on my own one time. I did forget to pack one bag with paper towels. And that pissed me off. Another thing to know about the practical test is that you should not be looking at other people's work when you are working. Number one, that's cheating, and they are watching you. Okay, there are cameras, and when I went, there was 2 proctors. They are watching you. In my session, we got called out twice for people looking at each other's work. It was not me, but yeah, twice she told us to not be looking at each other. And also, you don't want to look at each other because everybody is kind of doing something slightly different, and that's gonna trip you up 100%. Another thing is bring paper towels, like the rack, like the whole thing of paper towels. I walked in, I saw paper towels on their station, and I was like, that is so smart. Why didn't nobody tell me that? Why didn't nobody tell me I could bring a whole thing of paper towels and not pack individual paper towels in each bag? I would have done that differently if I was taught that or knew that I could do that. You just have to try to be as prepared as you can be, and you're probably gonna learn that there are gonna be some things that fail. That's it. When I was testing, I dropped my tint brush, right? I had 3 tint brushes, 1 in each bag, and on my very last bag, I had my tint brush and I was doing the service and I dropped it. That was the only one that I had. And if you know, stay bored, you drop something, you instantly stop, you pick it up, you throw it in the trash, and you sanitize. So I was not done with the service. I had one more section to do. It was like in my head, like, oh shit, like I just dropped my only tool and I have one more section to go. So on my feet, I picked it up, I threw it away, I sanitized, and I just grabbed one of my combs that I had. I put the gel on the comb and I went through it, and I went through the service as if nothing had happened, put everything away, sanitized, and I was done. And I did not lose any points. I think that if something goes wrong, which something probably will go wrong or unplanned just because you're nervous and you probably haven't done it in a while. So when something does happen like that, just keep going and remember what your instructor said. If you are testing in San Antonio, like I did, my experience of the room, there are maybe 2, 4, 6. There's like 6 stations, right? And they're just kind of long tables, and they're in a shape of a U, if you can picture it in your head, and everyone's facing inside the U, so you can really like see everyone. And the proctors, there are 2 of them, and they're watching you. Each step they switch off. Another thing that they did in San Antonio, they are going to check if you have odorless acrylic. They made us take out our odorless acrylic. They made us take it out, and one of the proctors smelt it. So just letting you know, you cannot be bringing anything else in there, or they will tell you you cannot do that section of the test, which would suck because that is a lot of points off. The chairs that they have, specifically in San Antonio, right? If you're in San Antonio, you're watching this and you want to know specifically about the test site, the chairs are so thin that if you have a stand for the chair, it's probably better if you just use a stand for the table. And the tables are pretty low, so for the short girlies, you're gonna be fine. For the taller ones, you might have a little trouble because it's gonna be a little lower to the ground. I found out basically right after that I passed the practical, because again, you just go on the website, the TDLR website, log into your account. You should have an account if you are taking tests, and see your score. It was very stressful. It was very scary, but I did it, and if I did it, you can do it too. So to sum it up, I don't want this video to be super long. What I would do is I would study, go on Quizlet, go through your textbook, get all the definitions that you can, because my experience, there is a lot of definition questions on the test. And so that's something that I would definitely go through. Again, that was something that I feel like I probably got the most wrong on, was the definitions. Don't let the test anxiety get to you, because honestly I feel like it almost got to me. You don't want to fail and you don't want to do it again. You want to get it over with. You want to start your career. I would suggest to just do it straight out of school. The day you graduate, go take the test, go do it. Don't wait as long as I did, because I feel like I kind of had to relearn everything for the test. There is a list somewhere. You can find a list of everything that you need in each and every bag, okay? Each and every bag, that is how you pass. That is how you pass. You pack your bags, you make sure everything is there, and you will be fine, because you know the rest. You've been doing it for a year, and it's in your bones, it's in your blood. It will come to you in the moment. The only thing you have to worry about is your own self-doubts. So do not let it get to you. Do not let it get to you. In the days when I was about to do my practical, you guys, I was so nervous. The night before I went in to take my test, I cried. I was in my hotel room and I was sobbing my eyes out because I was so nervous and I felt like I couldn't do it. But the entire time, even after I was crying my eyes out, I just kept telling myself, I'm not nervous, I'm not scared, I'm excited. And it honestly kind of worked. I'd be out to eat and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I take my test tomorrow, I'm so scared. And then I would tell myself, no, I'm not scared, I'm so excited, I'm so ready, it's gonna be so much fun. Reverse psychology on yourself, okay? Lie to yourself, because you will start to believe it. We're all gonna be amazing hairstylists and estheticians and nail techs in these streets, okay? Bye. Happy fall.